Manhattan, Kansas picked for this project to begin with?
That's an interesting question. It kind of depends on who you ask. On one side, you can say, really, there was a lot of political clout that helped get it here.
And that started with Kathleen Sebelius, and then Brownback picked up the baton and ran with it.
Yeah, and I think he was senator at the time. Senator Brownback doesn't come up as often as some of the other big names, but he did play a big role in getting it here. And I think it was even a surprise in the end that Kansas did end up getting it, because there were some other big names in big states. Texas really wanted this facility, and for it to end up in Kansas was kind of, it was a really big victory for the politicians who worked on this at the time.
In fact, Kansas ended up filing a lawsuit saying that there was some Mickey Mouse around the...
Texas filed a lawsuit.
I'm sorry, Texas. Yeah, Texas filed
right.
a lawsuit after Kansas was awarded it.
Senator Pat Roberts, Brian, was a key player in this, right? The senator who's retiring in early 2021, I think.
Yeah, he was. And he's also was a big part of kind of this smaller sister facility that's right next to NBAF that's not a federal facility. It's actually Kansas State's facility. It's called the Biosecurity Research Institute. They've named it Pat Roberts Hall, basically because he was so influential in one, creating the BRI, this research institute, and in getting NBAF to come to Kansas. And so this smaller facility at Kansas State was kind of this, hey, look at what we can do. Let's prove ourselves and how well we'll be able to handle this much larger facility.
How much excitement, Laura, is there in Manhattan over this project coming to the city? It's under construction now. What do you sense from the folks there?
Well, hate to keep coming back to this, but again, it depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
I would say for the most part, in general, there's a lot of excitement about it. It's coming up out of the ground, this huge, massive compound.
If you sit in the football stadium, the Bill Snyder Family Stadium,
right,
you can see this thing pretty clearly.
Absolutely. It's huge. It's huge. 47 acres and, high-tech metal, aluminum, and I'd say in general there's a lot of excitement. Certainly among the political and economic establishment, there's a lot of excitement. There is still a quiet group of people who don't talk a lot, don't have a loud voice at this point, but are concerned about living in the shadow of this lab that's going to be researching a lot of incredibly contagious diseases to animals, and potentially, definitely lethal to humans if they should escape, in the remote chance that they should escape. And sort of a feeling that there's a lack of transparency. I mean, people just don't know as much about it as they would like to. Again, that opposition voice is really pretty quiet at this point. It was always kind of diffuse. It was there from the very beginning. There were people that didn't want it in Kansas, but there was such a juggernaut of support from the university, the state, and national political establishment that they really feel like they never had a chance. And then it got passed and started to be built, and they sort of quieted down. Now, if you go back and talk to some of those people, there's still a little bit of apprehension about it. But I'd say in general, people are really excited about it.